How's it guys, Munash here, and today I took my 5th 7-star to rank 2. And this is a champ that I've wanted for quite a while, so I took her up a few hours just after pulling her. It would have been a few minutes if level up was on at the time. I was just waiting for that. So this was a very easy choice for me because I remember when I first saw the 7-star pull, when they announced the first basic early this year, she was the very first 7-star I said I wanted. Because I always enjoyed my 6-star rank 3 but felt like she needed a higher rank to reliably finish fights in 1 special 2, especially against higher health opponents. But I never really felt like taking my 6-star to rank 4 or beyond at the time, because there was a lot of competition in skill at the time. Like Valkyrie was pretty hot, well she still is pretty hot, but back then she was just like the hottest thing. And then a few months later we got Kate Bishop, and even Atuma after the buff became a much scarier defender. And then more recently I've been ranking decay attackers like Stealthy, Blade, Massacre, but just the fact that she became available as a 7-star made me not want to rank my 6-star. So I've just been playing the waiting game, patiently anticipating the 7-star, and yesterday it finally happened. And it's about time because my 7-star crystal luck hasn't been that great over the past month or two. And before pulling Mantis, Korg was my only 7-star skill champ. In fact, Korg was the very first 7-star I ever pulled, and after 25 7-stars and 10 dupes, he was still the only skill champ. And that's why I never had a rank 2 skill champ until now. So I am very happy to take Mantis up, cause she is a good attacker that I actually enjoy using, and she can be a little bit annoying on defense with the encroaching sleep from the special 1 and tranquilize, causing your debuffs to fail. So in terms of relics, I gave her my 5-star Black Panther for more crit damage and special 2 damage. And then for stat focus, I'm going with special damage since most of her damage does come from the special 2. And it's a guaranteed crit off the heavy attack, so there's no need for extra crit rating. In fact, she'd rather have more crit damage, but I think 8% more special damage will do a little bit more than 96 crit damage. But I haven't really tested that, so could be wrong. 96 more crit damage is basically 1 point in the cruelty mastery, and 8% more special attack damage is almost like using a lesser skill special boost. Alright, now that everything is set up, let's get into some gameplay, and Mantis is actually pretty simple to play, especially after the buff. But I'm first gonna show how I used to play her. In fact, I still play her like this just because I find it fun. But it's no longer necessary to intercept a lot with the Infuriate active to build up your mixed emotions as fast as possible, because placing the Intimidate and then hitting his block will also apply 2 mixed emotions per blocked hit. But I still like to start with the Infuriate to also build more power. And then when it's about to expire, I switch to Intimidate by using a Light Ender, and then hit his block a few times to get up to 20 mixed emotions. And then when Intimidate expires or he gives me an opening, I switch back to Infuriate, get to 2 bars of power and then charge the heavy attack, till I get 10 passive furies, then I drop the heavy attack, and only after the second hit, I drop the special 2 because each heavy hit gives you a cruelty buff. And at 7-star rank 2 level, the damage is pretty good. I mean 224,000 with class disadvantage. That should be enough to one-shot most rank 5 defenders. So now I'm playing the more conservative way, where I'm not gonna build up any mixed emotions through intercepting. I'll get all 20 charges from 1 Intimidate just by hitting his block 10 times. Before the buff you'd only get 1 mixed emotions this way, but now you get 2, which does make a pretty big difference to her fight time. So I place the Infuriate just to make him more aggressive, which also makes it easier to bait that special 1. So the cool thing is I only need to bait 1 special 1 in this fight, since I'm only building up to 2 bars of power. And once I get there, the fight is pretty much over because there's no way he's surviving a special 2, so I could even push him to 3 bars of power and then charge my heavy attack. So this time without class disadvantage, the special 2 does about 237,500 damage. So not bad, and the fight took 35 seconds, which is just 1 second longer than the Deadpool fight. So she obviously has damage, although I will admit that her utility isn't the greatest for a skill champ. Her main thing is countering debuffs, but she's not exactly reliable for that against non-skill champs, since her standard tranquilize potency is only at 25%. The SIG does give you more potency, but even at max SIG it's only an extra 25%. And that's one thing I wish they made her better at, just so she's more reliable against non-skill champs, because she works pretty well against skill champs like Void or Immortal Abomination or if they have nodes like Hazard Shift, although you do need to slightly slow down your combo to make sure the tranquilizer's on when you're actually hitting them, because it only activates when she's standing still and lasts for 1 second after she performs an action. The SIG does give you up to 1.2 second extra duration, but it's not really needed if you can effectively stagger your combos. Against that Hazard Shift mouse, I gained 2 debuffs in 26 hits. Could have been slightly better at that, but overall I only lost about 9% health, even with the Schadenfreude node. So I have one more damage showcase against Realm of Legends Hulk, just to show how she does against larger health pools. This is more in between Alliance War mini-boss and boss territory. Again, I have no boosts, suicides or synergies. I just have class advantage, so the damage will be just ever so slightly higher than usual. But either way, the last special 2 will be very much overkill. In fact, I only charged up to 5 Furies, which was still enough for the first hit of the special 2 to take him out. It's also possible to take him out before the second special 2 if you get some good crit RNG after the first special 2, because those Fury passives do last for a few seconds afterwards, so your basic attack damage will also be increased by them. So yeah, she can do Realm of Legends fights in less than a minute all by herself. And I guess I lied about the one last damage showcase, because there is something I almost forgot about, which is an alternative playstyle. Now, I wouldn't say this is the safest thing to do, but it can be useful if for some reason the opponent is debuff immune, so you can't place your Infuriate or Intimidate, which means you can't build your Mixed Emotions, or it's a node like Ebb and Flow Knockdown, because usually you'd want to knock them down with your heavy attack before you can do your real damage, but that would just put them to sleep, and by the time you build up your Mixed Emotions again, protection will probably be back. Now, I must admit there is an inherent risk to this, since Mantis can't just charge a heavy attack forever, so if the opponent is too passive, you could end up releasing your heavy attack before they dash in at you, which could leave you vulnerable to getting comboed. And on the flip side, if they are too aggressive, then you might not get enough time to charge the heavy attack to do enough damage with your special 2, so I wouldn't recommend playing like this unless you absolutely have to. But honestly, you should never really have to, rather just use another champ. I'm just doing it because it's fun. So that is pretty much it for this one. I am thoroughly enjoying Mantis, especially as a rank 2 7-star, and just happy to finally have a solid skill champ at this level. I hope you also found it interesting, and as always, thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you soon.